Hey, what's up, y'all? Am I live? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? Y'all let me know. This is my first time doing it on the computer, so not my phone. So hopefully it's working. All right. Good morning. I am Coach Nikki Cates. Please excuse my desk back here. I am a seminary student, so as y'all can see, I got my binders and commentary. This is one of my class binders. Yes, I am that type to have a binder for every class. Don't judge me. Being organized makes a huge difference. But this morning, we are going to be working again through the Unmasked framework. And last week we did unlearn. This week we are nurturing. So U.N. All right. So today we're not talking about lies and truths. Kind of, sort of, maybe. All right. Um, Let me move my iPad out the way here. Okay. So, am I supposed to be able to see people hop on when I'm on here? Oh, y'all, I don't even know if I'm on live. If somebody sees me on, please let me know. Because if not, then I'm just talking to myself anyway. Um, yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and keep going. If it records, it records, and I'll just repost it. All right. Um, no, 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 no. That's not what I wanted. Oh gosh, how do I change that, y'all? How do I change it? Oh, okay, okay. There we go. All right. So what we are doing this morning, first, I want us to take a moment. Let's ground ourselves. Okay. I'm a big advocate for grounding. So take a moment. I need to do this too because I haven't given myself a minute since I woke up. I want you to stretch them shoulders, y'all. That's where we hold a lot of our tension. Stretch it out, y'all. Fun fact, I'm 47 years old and I found out I have arthritis of the neck. Hi, good morning, Leah. We're stretching it out. Come on, stretch it out, y'all. Take some deep breaths in your belly and out your mouth. Let's go. One more time. All right. Okay, so now that we're here, let's ground real quick. How do you want your day to go this morning? Hi. How do you want your day to go this morning? How are you feeling? Not just how you're feeling in your feelings, but how are you feeling in your body? Are you carrying tension somewhere in your body? Are you hurting somewhere or uncomfortable somewhere in your body that you need to pay attention to? I want you to just give yourself a moment. How am I feeling? Do I need to be paying attention to something that's abnormal? Or is there a particular reason why I'm feeling this way? Why am I feeling this way? For me this morning, be totally transparent with y'all. I've talked about this before. Um, uh, I do live with the management of depression, right? And so for me, it's not just circumstantial. It's literally like a chemical imbalance. But it took me a very long time to come to terms with that and to accept taking medication. So I do take medication, and I still feel depressed. I'm just able to function through it as opposed to it taking over my whole day or my whole life. So this last week, I realized that I have been struggling more than usual um, through the depression, even though I am taking my meds as I should. But this morning, it doesn't feel as heavy as it did yesterday, but I'm still experiencing it. Then again, it may be, like some PMS type stuff, even though, um, Yeah, we'll leave it there. It could be some PMS also in the chemical or hormonal imbalances causing me to struggle with depression. So, yeah, for me, I have to stop and not shrug it off because we're in the habit of shrugging off how we're feeling and just going about our agenda. And that's what I want you all to unlearn. That is the lie, okay? I want you all to unlearn ignoring you. I'm going to say it again because I want to make sure y'all hear me. I want you to unlearn ignoring you. Nobody else is going to do it for you. And I was very pissed at a lot of people for a long time in my adult life, earlier in life, because nobody paid attention to if I was sick or if I was tired or if I was, you know, depressed. Like, no, it was just like, okay, that's her. And long as she does what we need her to do, right? That's typically what it's like when you're a wife, when you're a mother, or you're taking care of loved ones or other people, even. So I want you to unlearn this perspective of ignoring yourself. Okay? All right, thanks. Because the truth is, when you show up different, everything around you shows up different too. So keep that in mind. All right, but that's not what we're here for today. We did U last week. Today we're doing N, which is nurture. So today we're going to be talking about nurturing ourselves, which means sustainable practices that honor our whole self, mind, body, and spirit. So today we're talking about nurturing, and this isn't fluff. This is like techniques, right? We want to think about, okay, now that I'm acknowledging who I am and what I need. Like for me personally, again, I am a textbook definition of an introvert. Like literally, people drain me. So I have to be very strategic in my interactions with people. So when I was working for corporate HR department, me. So I have to be very strategic in my interactions with people. So when I was working for corporate HR department and I'm having to interact with people, I had to manage how I did that because I was done by the afternoon. Like for me, again, knowing your energy levels. I've talked about this before. When do you have peak energy? When you have peak green energy zones, that's when you should be doing the things that matter the most for the day. Then everything else as the day goes on, you can shift it into the yellow. And so what I did was I kind of started figuring out, okay, the things that were the most important work wise, do that first and then deal with the interactions as I work my way through the day, or vice versa, right? Depending on how I'm feeling that day. But just being intentional. I want y'all to start being intentional about yourselves. We were taught that it's selfish for us to be intentional about ourselves. We are not being selfish. What we are doing is we're refilling because we were wanting other people to refill us. But we can do it for ourselves. And that's not beyond like me being a Christian believer, because I honestly believe that it is our decision to sit before God and say, fill me up. We have to make that choice. So there's still a level of free will and there's still a level of interaction that we have to go about in order to also be filled up spiritually. So, yes, it's up to you to take care of you. I know we be waiting on our significant other, our best friends, or whatever. It's up to you to take care of you. Okay? All right. So, what we were going to work on today that I was going to do on camera, but I'm not going to be able to, is I want you to take in very real time right now. I want you to go into your calendar and I want you to book for yourself 10 minutes a day for the next week. 10 minutes a day for the next week. That's what we're working on right now. And that's going to help us to nurture a sustainable practice to give ourselves 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes, y'all. Sometimes we don't even want to do 5. A lot of us don't even actually look in the mirror when we look in the mirror at ourselves. Like a complete disregard for ourselves because we're expecting someone else to do it for us. So I want you all to schedule. I'm going to put it in the chat. Schedule in your phone calendar 10 minutes a day and 30 minutes a week. Now, 30 minutes a week can be any day. For me, that would be on a Sunday. And I typically give myself more than 30 minutes on Sunday. Actually, I probably do 30 minutes a day now. I'm up to 30 minutes. And I do it as soon as I roll out of bed. I have a Pamapu that will cut a straight fool if I walk out that bedroom door and ignore him. So what I do is I put a little writing desk and chair right next to my side of the bed. So once I get up and use the bathroom, I'm going straight to that desk. Okay. That way nobody can interrupt me. I'm literally getting that 30 minutes in. Okay. You have to become that intentional because a lot of us are running through chaos every single day and we feel like we're not able to accomplish the things we want to accomplish. Why? Because we're not being as intentional as we need to be. So I want you to go into your phone and add 10 minutes a day, whether that's first thing in the morning, whether that's over your lunch break. I promise you, if you do it first thing in the morning, it's going to be a game changer, right? So just keep that in mind as you're scheduling it and then pick your 30 minutes for the week and what day. And if anybody is feeling gracious this morning, you can tell me in the chat if you're doing that right now and if you're committed to doing it for a week because I'm gonna ask y'all next week Wednesday morning if y'all were able to do 10 minutes a day, 30 minutes. Okay, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to establish our own refueling. A lot of times we expect our music, our on the go prayers, our best friends, or you know your best friend at work, whatever it may be, or a podcast or a YouTube video. We expect these things or people to be what refuels us. But the truth is, if you're not refueling yourself, you're not getting the ultimate refuel. Okay? So, if you genuinely want to show up differently in your day and you want your day to go different, then I would encourage you to schedule that 10 minutes a day and 30 minutes for the week. And what are you doing during that time? What recharges you? This week, I want you to take that 10 minutes and start thinking about what gives you energy, not draining it. Is it journaling? Is it prayer? Is it meditation? Is it just sitting there quiet, just letting the thoughts just fly in and out and just literally just sitting there breathing? Sometimes that works for me because then I'm not doing something, right? Because, you know, prayer is doing something, journaling and writing is doing something, right? So meditation is doing something. You have to be engaged in that thing. And sometimes you just need to just sit there and do absolutely, positively nothing. Okay. So next week, I want to hear how it goes with y'all scheduling 10 minutes a day, 30 minutes a week, and what you did with that time and how it helped you to show up different in your day. Cool? Let me know what y'all think. Hi, good morning. I'm Coach Nikki Cates. Welcome, welcome. We are nurturing our mornings. Last week we unlearned some lies. Now we are nurturing. Okay? We're using the Unmask framework. And I can't put it up here because my screen share is not available. But unmask, unlearn, nurture, master, align, shed, and know. And for my ladies, my sisters, if you all want a little bit of guidance, I do have a 5-day unmasked reflection journal. I'll put my link here. You all can go on there and access that. And that's going to help walk you through this process. Okay. So, also, what I wanted to do now that we've talked about scheduling 10 minutes a day for the next week and 30 minutes for the week. And next Wednesday, we're going to talk about how that went. And do you feel like you were able to show up differently by paying attention? Because, again, a lot of us, we're just not paying attention to ourselves. And that kind of sucks. It sucks a lot. Even if you say, okay, I work out in the morning. Okay. Are you paying attention to how your body is feeling while you're working out? How are you feeling emotionally? Is there something spiritually that you're supposed to be receiving, a download that's trying to come through that you're not making yourself available for? Are there ideas, creative flows that are trying to come to you and they're coming, but you're not jotting them down because you're not paying attention? Be intentional, y'all. We gotta be intentional. We have to be more intentional because lacking self awareness is a world epidemic. Okay? Well, I'm not even gonna say just in the US. Like in general, it's an epidemic. We need more people to be self aware. So, why not start with you? And then as you start showing up differently, then other people will want to start to show up differently as well. Sound like a plan? Um, I wanted to share some stuff out of Rest is Resistance, Trisha Hersey. But I did not highlight what it was I wanted to share because I was irresponsible last night preparing for this. So I'll do that next week. Oh, and congratulations on the elections last night. I know I posted a video encouraging people to get out there and vote, and I'm so happy that y'all did. It just, even if we don't live in those areas, it just gives us hope. It gives us hope that things can change. So this is my okra water. I take the okra out because if you leave it in for a couple days, it's like so slimy that I can't even drink it. It's too thick. So I let it soak for about 8 to 12 hours overnight, and then I take the okra out. And I also put lemon juice, lime juice, and I started using a little bit of like a stevia on the raw so that I can manage it better. Or sometimes I'll do agave. So yeah, okra water. And then, of course, I have my coffee here that I have not had the first sip yet. Why do I drink this? Somebody was telling me recently, there's other ways than drinking okra. Yes, I do know that. But it works for me. I feel clean on the inside after I drink it. It helps with my appetite suppression. And I swear, this perimenopause, y'all, I swear I'm just blowing up by the day and trying my best to not take it personally in the way where I'm like beating myself up about it. You know what I'm saying? it's 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 interesting. It's an interesting season to be in because I'm like, damn, I'm getting old. How you feel when you realize you're getting old, y'all? Come on. It's real interesting. Anyway, let's see what else we have here. If you all join my weekly newsletter, if you go to that link I put in the chat, you can join my weekly newsletter. And that newsletter every week has a topic. I'm trying to get to it so we can talk about this week's topic. And this week, what we talked about was this concept of being unbothered because um, my organization is the Unbothered Resistance. And we see a lot of people using unbothered, but do we really understand how that applies? You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about it real quick. What does it look or feel like to be unbothered? Now, if you Google the word unbothered, it comes up showing or feeling a lack of concern about or interest in something. Okay. And so initially, when the word unbothered dropped into my spirit, I was like, okay, so many people are already using unbothered. Like, how am I going to use unbothered? But that's what I want y'all to take away from this is that being unbothered doesn't mean you don't care. All right. Being unbothered means that you have a solid understanding, comprehension, foundation as to why you don't need to care. What do I mean by that? Learning what is yours to carry and what is not yours to carry. Y'all remember that old saying, Lord, grant me the serenity to change the things that I can change and to accept the things that I cannot. I think I just messed that whole quote up. But you know what I'm talking about. Okay. It's that. What can you change? And when you're doing your grounding in the morning and when you're doing your 10 minutes a day, especially your 30 minutes for the week, um, think about what you're carrying that you can't change. What is above you that you need to give to God? What is um, like something you can't change? For instance, we can't change Democrats, Republicans. We can't change um, the reckoning that this country has to go through racially. We can't change any of that stuff, y'all. We can't change the person in the White House right now, right? We've all talked about someone taking one for the team, but the truth is, I wouldn't change the problem. The problem was much bigger, and it's way bigger than any one of us. So there is a part that we play, but we have to be fully aware of what we can change and what we cannot. We can't change people. You can't change people's minds. You can't change people's hearts. Only they can do that or the Lord. That's it. So, what can you carry? It took a long time for me to accept what I could not change because, as a wife and a mother, you want to be able to change the people that you love. But you know what happens is a lot of times we don't think about changing ourselves. And so I dove headfirst into this process of learning how to change and transform myself. And what I've noticed is as I evolve and grow and mature and transform, that people around me take notice. And either they accept those boundaries and they accept those changes, or they decide to walk away. And I have to be okay with that. Again, accepting what you can change and what you cannot. So that's really what it means to be unbothered, y'all. All right. So, good morning. Hello. I see people joining. Have a fantastic day. Give yourself 5 to 10 minutes to think about how you're about to spend your day, okay? Trust me, it'll make a world of a difference. So, here's an idea that came through the newsletter this past Monday that you all could use for your 10 minutes or your 30 minutes, however you want to go about it. Take 5 minutes of silence. No phone, no playlist, no noise. Just ask God to show you one area, just one, y'all, where you've been performing instead of practicing peace. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We're performing peace when we pretend like it doesn't bother us when it really does. We're performing peace when we allow ourselves to walk on eggshells instead of addressing the elephant in the room, right? Where have you been performing as opposed to practicing peace? Practicing peace is I can't change them or that. So, what can I do in this moment? And then I want you to write that down and think about the cost of you pretending or performing or wearing that mask, because that's what unmasking is all about. Okay. And then think about what belief taught you. Like, where did that come from? Like, trace where that came from. Did it come from your family dynamic? Did it come from your church interactions? Did it come from culture? And then you can make a solid decision if it genuinely belongs to you and if it genuinely should be a part of your everyday life. Because being a, a life coach for women, something that has become very clear to me is that we are typically not taught how to care for ourselves. Maybe like physically, but mentally, emotionally, we are not taught to care for ourselves. Our most of our examples show us either you're selfish or you're selfless. Like there's no middle, and there most definitely needs to be a middle ground. I am ex-military, and it took a long time for me to stop seeing things from black and white and understand that there's gray in the middle. So think about that today. We are getting close to 30 minutes. So I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for today. All right, don't forget, go to your calendar before you go about your day. Schedule 10 minutes a day for the next 7 days. Okay? 30 minutes one day this week. Whatever that day is best for you. For me, that's a Sunday. And think about where you've been pretending to be at peace as opposed to practicing actually being at peace. And what do you need to stop carrying that's not yours to carry? All right. Y'all have a great day. I'm going to drink my coffee. Bye.